Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris. Welcome back to my Blokz Plus Devlog. This is the second video in the series. It's going to be a little bit shorter than the first video, but that's because the first video was all of the work that I've done, and this is just the past 7 days. So let's go ahead and jump right in and see the changes. The first one you're going to notice is obviously this main menu configuration, whatever you want to call it, screen. Right now, you can obviously only set the world seed, but we'll throw in a couple of other options in here later. Let's go ahead and click the checky button and get right in. You'll notice it takes you to this lovely little loading scene where you get to sit and wait. Maybe wait a few more seconds. It's not terrible, but you know, it's still waiting. Alright, one of the first things you'll notice inside the game is there is a totally awesome sky system thingy in place. This sky system includes a sun, sunsets, nighttime fog that changes from daytime to night, and the terrain changes as well. It gets darker, more blue-hued at nighttime. Let me actually climb up here so we can see what the sunset looks like, because I think it is really sexy. You'll notice while I'm running up here too, the word chunking appears at the bottom of the screen whenever you approach a new area, and when new chunks are being generated, you'll see kind of like a bar underneath it. Shows you exactly how many chunks are being generated, and you'll notice the chunk seconds up at the top so much faster than in the last demo. Right now the average is 0.16 seconds. That's like a little more than 1/10 of a second per chunk, and I think in the last time the average was somewhere around 1 second. So I've got super optimization going. You'll see there is stars, nice shiny moon. It's kind of hard to tell right now, but the day of the week actually changes the moon phase. So there's 9 different phases of the moon, and it changes from one phase to the next every time the sun goes around one full rotation. One of the bugs you'll notice, well, it's not really a bug, but it's just something I haven't fixed, is there are stars below the horizon. Really easy to tell when you go through the terrain. Just an abyss of stars underneath me. It's like this thing is floating in space. I'll get that fixed. So yeah, chunk generation. It's now a procedural process, whereas in the last one it would just generate one whole strip, move on to another whole strip, and move on until the entire terrain is filled in. Now it only generates the terrain that you need to play the game, mostly focusing on what's in front of you, but then if you turn to the side or whatever, it'll throw in like that chunk up there, that hill. And then I'll look this way, and it does all around you, but it does the ones that are in front of you first. So that way there, you know, you don't have weird gaps, so you're not going to run into the same errors that existed in the first demo, where if you got too close to the edge of a chunk that was missing, the game would crash. So that doesn't happen anymore. The last and probably one of the coolest things in this week's update is the way my glow blocks work. In addition to having a glow color tag, blocks now have a glow range tag. So if I were to throw a glow block right here, you notice it now has more effect than just what's just the blocks that are right next to it. This right here is one of the issues I'll be fixing. It only updates the chunk that it is directly on top of. So if lighting were to bleed over here to another chunk, this chunk over here wouldn't get an update, period. But that will be fixed. But still, look how sexy this thing is. Let me throw some blocks in here so you can see exactly how the lighting works. See right there, that one is not affected by light whatsoever. But that one is. if I throw another one on top and kind of build a little wall, you can see. Let me get rid of that one now. Go away. Ah, there we go. You can kind of see the area of effect when there is multiple blocks lined up like this. How it kind of is brightest just here, and then over here it gets darker. It's really cool looking. I really like the effect, and I think it will be even better whenever I get the simulated shadow casting in place. You'll be able to put a light inside of a room, and it will light up that entire room without lighting up whatever happens to be on the other side. So, like if I were to put a row of blocks here, and another row on top, and then put blocks here, these blocks, which are getting light right now, would not get light if this wall was blocking the light source. Also, the backsides of blocks won't be able to light up either once I get that system in place. So that is basically the updates for this week. There are still quite a few bugs that need to be ironed out. One of the bugs that I did spend a good bit of time on is collision. So now it is a lot harder to get stuck running around on the edges of chunks. So that's one of the concerns that I know a lot of people had. Don't have to worry about that so much anymore. You can still see there are issues with chunk and shadow seams and stuff like that. That's something that I'll be addressing in the future as well. Hopefully I'll be able to get all that fixed by next week. You can see in the background there are still some missing faces. I will have that issue addressed as well, hopefully in the next week. But I think so far there's been a lot of really cool changes. I think the engine is making a ton of progress, and I personally am really excited to see where I can take this and where I can push the limits of GameMaker in the world of 3D voxel terrainy goodness and stuff. So yeah, if you like the progress so far, you want to keep up to date on everything that I am working on and all the changes that are continually being added, go ahead, subscribe below, and like the video, share it with your friends, tell your grandparents that you found some awesome stuff, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.